Today we're going to learn about the Pueblo Indians, or the Southwest Indians. So the first thing we're going to do is write Southwest at the top of our paper. Right, and we'll start reading. The Pueblo Indians lived in the Southwest in villages of multi-story terraced buildings. So I'm going to circle Pueblo. So that's the name of a tribe. And this whole sentence is important. So I'm going to highlight the whole thing. Pueblo Indians were settled people who lived in their villages for a long time. So I'm going to highlight the first part of this. Pueblo Indians were settled. I'm going to keep reading. They walked wherever they needed to go. Pueblo Indians were farmers. I'm going to highlight that. They grew corn, beans, squash, peppers, onions, chiles, and melons for food, and cotton for clothing. So for this, I'm going to highlight they grew and skip all the way to for food. So they grew for food. And cotton for clothing. I'm going to highlight that also. I'm going to keep reading. Pueblo Indians lived in the desert and did not get much rain. I'm going to highlight that as well. They built irrigation systems to water their crops. I'm going to highlight that too. So now we know that the climate they were in didn't give them much rain, so they had to build special systems to get water to their crops. All right, here we have our first questions. Were the Pueblo Indians nomadic or settled? Remember, we know nomadic means that they traveled from place to place following their food. And we know settled means that they stayed in one place and had buildings that were permanent. So the Pueblo Indians were settled people. I'm going to circle that. And here we're going to put an X next to the statements that are true about Pueblo Indians. First one, they lived in multi-story buildings. That's true. Here it tells us they lived in villages of multi-story terraced buildings. So I'm going to put an X next to that one. Second one, they lived in teepees. No, we just read that they lived in multi-story terraced buildings. That's not a teepee. They were farmers. Yes, we can read here, Pueblo Indians were farmers. They rode horses. I don't remember reading anything about them riding horses, so no. They walked. Yes, we know that they walked. It tells us here. They walked wherever they needed to go.